Okay. So, is there anything that you, Sugar, want to say for after the verdict?
I'm expecting that the jury will see that we are not guilty, because we're not guilty. We had no intention of obstructing governmental operations, as the charge says. Our focus was very much on two different aspects, primarily for me protecting my stuff and the property that I was responsible for. But there also was an element of free speech and the right to protest, which has not been allowed into this case, no constitutional issues. But the right to property is really important, and every time the city comes out, I'm always afraid that I'm never going to see my stuff. They take stuff that has not been properly tagged, they destroy stuff on site that they're not allowed to destroy. Trish Morikawa, the former head of housing, basically had to fess up to that on the stand. Alan Santo talked about process for retrieval, stuff that has not been followed. I've had to go extraordinary measures in order to get extremely sentimental items back, along with medication. I feel really good about today. I feel really good about the trial. I feel like we have been able to share what our stories are. I've been able to talk about who I am, the kind of emotional effect that these raids have on me as somebody who does have clinical depression and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. These things certainly impact that. Bill 7 is really strong with that as well, because the middle of the night raids and the sleep disruption certainly brings on far more anxiety and panic attacks than I was having before. And these are real life issues, and these are real life things that people need to know about, and how these ordinances hurt people. You know, the laws are supposed to protect everybody. There shouldn't be laws that are designed to hurt a particular subgroup of people based on economic status. People that, even if they're working, can't afford a place to live because it's too expensive here. We need to be working on having our resources allocated appropriately. You know, I support programs like IHS and Caravan and various shelters and stuff. I think that they need better funding and better resources. I do think that there's quality standard issues. But I think that that would be resolved if they were properly funded. Instead, you know, they're kind of spending tens of thousands of dollars just to steal from people who have the least amongst us, that have no place to keep safe. You know, like a tent is a home, just like any other. Just like if you're an apartment or a house, like we should have the right to be able to have privacy and own property. And how the city treats the homeless is that we don't deserve any of those things, and it's wrong. And so when they come down with a verdict of not guilty, they're going to support that, as well as the right to protest. If they come back with a guilty verdict, then we will work on appealing, because we're not guilty and we were not wrong in this action to protect property. The city was wrong in trying to steal, and we stand by it. So I'm very, very pleased. I feel like the city has not been able to prove their case. I think the city has proved that they have failed at actually following Bill 54 as written, with how it's been applied. I feel like we were justified in trying to protect property, and I feel like being able to express about my own panic attacks and how afraid I am every time they come out. And every time they come out, even if I'm not here, even if I get a text message saying a raid is going on, my anxiety jumps, I go into panic attacks, I freak out. It affects me even from a distance. So being able to talk about those things was really important to me. So regardless of the verdict, I'm very satisfied with being able to share our stories. And hopefully we won't be a no triple C, and if we do, we'll appeal. And even if I'm sitting there in jail, I'm going to know that I've done everything that I could, and that I feel that I am justified and I'm correct and on the right side. Period.
Okay.